Hello my friends and welcome. Katie here with Eastwick's Paper and Ink. Thanks so much for stopping by my channel. Today I'm back for another collected Crafty collab video hop. This month's theme is vacation, summer, or embossing folders. I am choosing to use embossing folders and, well, just one, the 3D Botanical. And to follow along on the hop, just click the link in the description box below, and that's going to take you to the next person that's participating on the hop. Lots of fabulous creators that participate every month, so please do click that link and follow along. So again, I'm using the 3D Botanical embossing folder from Tim Holtz. I've got some hot pressed watercolor paper, which is 100% cotton from Strathmore. I've got some antique linen, Victorian velvet, and Seedless Preserve distress inks. I'm also going to be using my Imagine craft mat, silicone craft mat, and I've got the new mini Pink and Main ergonomic blending tool. And here I'm just showing you what it looks like. It is the same size as a normal foam applicator tool. And just to give you a size reference, which is cool because we all use those and are all very familiar with them. It's all just an all-in-one tool now. And so here I'm just starting with my antique linen, and one of the things I like about the makeup brushes in general, it doesn't matter if it's the ergonomic or just the regular makeup brushes that are out there, is that it allows you to have control over your ink blending and color amount. So if you want a light color, perfect. You're going to get that real quick and easy. If you want a darker color, then that's going to just take a little bit more time because you've got to build those colors up. But as you'll see here, it's not too long. The whole video with, before I edited was about 20 minutes, 25 minutes. And of course, the longest is just building up the color to what I wanted it to be. And so I bring that about, halfway down or so. And now I'm going to come in with the Victorian velvet. And again, you can see this is really super light. So I'm just going to keep applying ink to get the color tone that I want. Now, a while back, I did do a video comparing ink blending tools, papers, cardstocks, giving some tips and tricks and some techniques to be able to use to get a better blend, or if you're struggling to get a blend when it comes to ink blending. So I will link that up above, and I'll also link it up at the end. That way you can take a look at it. One of the techniques that I give is to do a figure 8 or infinity motion when it comes to ink blending, which at 2.5 times, which is what this is sped up to. It's not that easy to see, but I do use that technique when I'm at the end of the blending to feather those colors together. I just found that that's the best way, the best motion to be able to get a good ink blend. The other is, don't be afraid to put pressure on whatever tool you're using. If it's foam, if it's a brush, doesn't matter. Make sure you apply pressure. Don't be afraid. Even if you got a splotch on there, don't add more ink, just add more pressure and blend that out. I promise you, and I show you that in that video, that it will come out. And the other thing I talk about is my love for the 100% cotton watercolor paper. Now, I use the hot press because it's smooth and you get a nice gradient and smooth color once you get everything blended up, and you're going to see that here in a minute. But you could use cold press. It's 100% cotton, but cold press has textures. So if you're going to go with any watercolor paper, go with the hot press. Make sure that it's 100% cotton. I do compare a student grade that I picked up at Hobby Lobby that is also a hot pressed, and I got more of a cold press texture with it. So definitely recommend the hot pressed 100% cotton watercolor paper. Anyway, back to the blending. So here you can see I'm kind of struggling with that Seedless Preserve there at the bottom. I kept having a white spot, splotch there along the bottom. So I'm just using different motions, different, ways of applying the ink to the bottom to build that color up and to fill it in. And that's all that you can do, is just, you keep applying the ink until you get the color blend and saturation that you want. And then you just feather everything in with that figure-8 motion like I talked about here. I'm doing that with the antique linen, and you're good to go. So here I've gone and embossed the panel off camera, and I've added a couple spritz of perfect pearls. Now I'm going to add a backing of gold craft stock, which is from Tim Holtz, and I could have framed this out, but I wanted the extra support for the back of the embossed panel, because I didn't want it to get, I wanted something to keep it from getting crushed down if there was nothing behind it. No extra stability. I didn't want to worry about that if I send this through the mail. So here I'm just adding some liquid glue and applying that and lining everything up. And then I'm going to be adding my sentiments, which come from the Greetery. And I use the word with from the Simply Sentiments die set from the Greetery. And then that word love comes from the Slim Alphabet die set from the Greetery. Absolutely love these. Perfect things to have in the craft room. I hope they come out with more of the Simply Sentiments in their collection, because they're gems for the craft stash. And the Slim Alphabet die set is perfect because you can, you know, create all kinds of words, and you can see this is an A2 size card that you'd be able to fit all kinds of words on there if you wanted to die cut different words out. So once I get all that adhered, I'm using a My Sweet Petunia Creative Corner, one of the rulers, to keep everything kind of lined up. And the E I could have done a little bit better on, but you know, it's handmade, so what can you do? So once I get those adhered, I'm going to be pulling in my final step, which is to embellish with some Trinity stamp embellishments. These come from the Create and Inspire July card kit, and again, another staple. These are just clear iridescent, like rhinestone gems, and they pick up, once the clear glue dries, they were going to pick up the color that it sits on. So it gives just a really, really pretty different colored iridescence based on whatever colors you have underneath it, and I just love them. But that's going to finish up the card for me today, guys. Please check out the link in the description box below and follow along on the hop. I appreciate you joining me today. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you in the next video.